What is preemptive play? What is reactive play? I've been thinking about the differences pretty hard recently, so if you want to go down the curvy corridors of my brain, strap in. So here's the thing, Smash Ultimate is a very defensively oriented game. Since landing aerials are some of the most rewarding things you can hit, and because they're so lagless, it makes aggressive play much weaker. Moving forward in Ultimate, unless space is given to you, is not very favorable because it leaves you more open to reactive safe play. The three best characters at whiff punishing in my opinion are Greninja, Sheik, and Joker. The first two kinda suck, and Joker is definitely not one of the most winning characters at a major scale. Going into a little more detail, Greninja has Dash Attack, a great whiff punish move that starts combos, but what good is a whiff punish if every aerial is safe? This means he needs a good grab to 50-50 to landing, which he does not have. Sheik is the other way around, good grab and a weak dash attack. Joker is better, but he's the slowest of the three and doesn't get a ton from either without Arsene, so he's more inclined to take his time outside your range. Captain Falcon comes to mind, but his initial dash is kind of funny and his dash grab is a bit puny, and the combos he gets from it aren't the best on most characters. So aggression sucks. Now what? Well, there's often a rule in high-level Smash, being that every option is either super safe or a guaranteed punish, and anything between such as a read is usually unfavorable. This makes the game very defensive. Take a roll read for instance. If I stand and shield at roll in range and react to the roll, I hit my uncharged up smash which kills at 120. But if I want to read the opponent's roll and start up smash early, I can kill at 100. The problem with the hard read is that most of the time, there are several options the opponent can choose because defense in Ultimate has so much freedom, and the read you are going for is the only thing that can kill the opponent, so a good player will just rule that option out when in the situation. Another point is that grabs and throws practically do the same amount of damage as smash attacks do, so there's very little incentive to go for any kind of crazy read when a soft read with positioning and then a reactive flowchart accomplishes the same thing plus much more. So in this situation, where you expect the opponent to roll but aren't too sure, we get back to the original question, are you supposed to be reactive or preemptive? And my answer is both. The positioning should be preemptive, you barely lose anything by positioning yourself here for a soft read, and your other options stay open, but you should always use your brain reactively if you can in any given situation to allow for punishes or adjustments. I'd say that reactive play is definitely the step one and the more important part of being a great player, but the preemptive stuff is what gets built into your brain with practice and experience, so it's two sides of the same coin. In terms of mentality, a lot of players get sick of the game and stop reacting, relying on their experience and generalist options to beat people. And even if the player has 5 more years of experience, the opponent can just see those general options and react to them. My recommendation for this mental block is to grind out the preemptive stuff so hard that you give your brain the leeway to focus primarily on the reactive stuff, so when the opponent is about to beat the experienced option that is second nature to you, you are already on the next step of adaptation. So how much of the game can be made preemptive? In the simplest terms, I'd say it's anything that has zero variation. Any in-game button combo or sequence, especially movement, is able to be completely automatic with practice. Think about Kazuya's Electric Wind Godfist. Once you learn it and don't get rusty, it is a part of you now, and you will never ever unlearn it. A common thing I do is hit a landing aerial on someone's shield, cross them up, and automatically turn around grab, since a common high-level option is to hold shield when there's no clear way out. If the opponent starts jumping, I landing aerial, rising aerial, and if the opponent has an absurd out of shield, I shield right after. Any other option can just get beat out by me moving around and maintaining advantage, but my main point is that the default I have is preemptive and I can react during it to flesh out my advantage. An important thing to note is that a lot of players get confused and think that aggressive play where they push forward is when they should be reactionary, and defensive play is the time to be preemptive. I think each one follows the same concept of being reactionary and built on preemptive habits built in. Choosing when to be defensive or aggressive is an entirely different discussion, but unlike the main topic of this video, you cannot be aggressive and defensive at the same time. You need to choose. As for preemptive and reactive play, you don't have to choose. I think you should be reactive at all times and be constantly firing every cylinder of your brain during every point of a match, and figuring out the most efficient way to play in any given situation. The whole point is that preemptive play is not using your brain, and reactive play is, so you do both at the same time all the time. If you ever need to use a bunch of brain power doing a samey sort of option, it should probably be practiced more. And if it feels like your autopilot preemptive play is getting snuffed out, then I'd take a step back and break your play into more pieces, where each piece is automatic but the gaps between happen more often, so you can choose which piece you want according to what the opponent is doing. Or in other words, your adaptation. So the key to top level isn't picking and choosing between reactionary and preemptive play, it's having both. Thanks for watching. Now here's 5 minutes of awesome gameplay for no apparent reason.
To last hit, and it was Riddles who got the clutch. This Terry pick has made such a difference, and both of them are looking very afraid to strike first.
Wow, they've just traded sides on the stage over and over again. No damage dealt in the first 30 seconds.
I mean, you fight. No, you first.
They both don't want to get no, please, I insist.
No, you.
What a gentleman.
What's interesting, though, is Sonic is actually one of the few players, I mean, a couple players do this, where they'll actually, if they're feeling like their back's against the wall, they'll change the character skin entirely. And I've seen it kind of work a few times. Like, it definitely is one of those superstitions, but Sonic does play different.
No, I totally agree. I think it's a real thing. You change your frame of mind, at least in the slightest way, and it can influence how you play. It might sound crazy, but I totally agree.
I've heard it from top players, but they switch skins to remind themselves to play a certain way. No doubt. You know, like red is stop, like you stop approaching. So, you know, something dumb like that, but it can really make a difference. So far, it's doing that for Sonic. Nice to lead and build up here so far. Oh, what a brave crack.
Oh my God. I thought he was committing to it for a second. And he's building that damage back up. We are back to an even game. And that was almost the stack. That was real close to catching that side B. 89% to 80. The platforms are now gone, so this does benefit, wow, a little bit at the moment. And that corner is going to line him up. Is he going to go high for it? No, he drops low.
Oh my God, it's just so tense.
I am freaking out.
Well, because, like, we just saw what Sonic was doing these first couple games, and now Riddle's just rising to another level here. It's kind of hard to really process everything that's happening.
Yeah, someone offer me an egg at this trying time.
This economy. This economy.
Platforms dipping back and forth. Riddle's kind of just hitting power up sometimes too. It's so hard to punish that move, but sometimes you get tripped up. You can do the spot dodge, cancel attack. You got a lot of options out of it. They both know this game there's a really good chance this first time to determine this game and they're down the set.
Okay, well, this is a situation I thought was really scary here, too. I feel like Sonic was really trying to find that one opening, so we wouldn't see Go come out here, because he was like 4% away.
I think you're right, because that took 2 minutes, but he was so very careful about when he'd go in, but everything just goes south so fast when Go meter is online.
That's a 12, by the way.
Oh my God!
Down it. Yeah, he went for it. Michael Kim is feeling himself, bro.
That's Michael Him right there, bro.
Michael Him. Love that.
Timothy is on deck. He's got Go meter still. Let you know, are you okay? Sonics is indeed not. Back here will still not do it. Here, even on the Town City
side.
You're dead.
Oh
my God!
Back air.
Air dodge.
Oh!
That's gonna be
dead anyway. Oh my
I can't
God.
believe it, dude. He is working on one of the best reverse 3-0s we have ever seen. He was getting absolutely stomped on before this moment, and now the one more stock chance have begun.
And look, we just saw that, trying to attempt the nair, trying to get some of the momentum away, trying to take out the stock, because this Go is such a problem. Finally, he can breathe here a little bit, but really not for too much longer.
Riddles, he is almost there. One stock from Winners Finals. Sonic's, though, looking to do everything he can. He knows he doesn't have that same crowd appeal for like a summit campaign. He's got to earn his way in the hard way, and he is definitely cut out for the job. I would love to see it happen, but hey, Riddles, he's on track.
Riddles is time. Yeah, he's throwing out power waves, crack shooting over, and he's trying to take his time. But when you try to play that timeout style, you're in Sonic's realm. Like, you're playing in his domain. It's really tough to do.
If there's one person I never say, if you try to do that, anything you do I do better, it's playing Sonics in the timeout game. Do not do that.
Yeah, and I don't, not like literally time him out, but play very patiently. Play with the lead, right? That you've earned.
Yeah, keep rushing him down is my advice to Riddles at this point. You got to win it your game, your way. That says, can we get a last stock? Super close. Hell of a set. I think we might.
Sonics is kind of going crazy here right now.
No way.
Okay, thank
How
God.
did that connect? I paid my $5.99 for that right there.
Hey, I was about to raid Sakurai's house guard. You have to fix this game, sir. There's
Dramatic
something wrong.
Finish at 30. I was kind of down for that to kill, to be honest with you. I was down. I was down, bro.
All right, it's that time. It's the best time you can ask for. Last stock. Wow. Game 5, reverse 3-0. The crowd is live. Chat is moving. Everybody's feeling it. And Sonics can make a last-second looking clutch with an offstage game. If he gets it like right here.
Not that air dodge.